Okay, so I want to start by introducing our speaker, Susan. But first, I just want to share with you guys the importance of, I mean, obviously you understand that because you're on this call. But if you notice that maybe your downline isn't on or your success partner isn't on, when there's a launch, you have to understand that we're so blessed working for a company that every 4 months hands us a beautiful tool to use. And what happens is we don't always maximize that. How do you maximize a product launch? Well, you talk about it and you share it before the launch. You purchase it and you do it and you become a product of that launch. You run a challenge group for that launch and you invite people to join you in it. So you have got to be part of that. Otherwise, you're missing a massive opportunity. So if you haven't invested in 22-minute hardcore yet, you need to really, really assess your goals in the business. You have to remember all of these things are tax write-offs, and just think about committing to it and the results you're going to get. So forget everything else. Think about your own health and fitness, but you have to understand, if you show people a transformation, your business is going to move forward. Anyone that's stuck in their business, the first thing I say to them is start a program and do it start to finish. Or I'll ask, how has your transformation been? Or how is your progress? Transformation, guys, doesn't have to be 10 pounds. Transformation can just be losing 3-4 pounds. It could be sleeping better. It can be, just eating better. So remember, don't think of a transformation as a major life, altering. I didn't have one, so you have to understand. However, there's still got to be some kind of a progression. And so this is that program. And that's what I want Susan to talk about. And she actually offered to spend her time with us. So Susan, thank you so much for being here with us. Susan's been a coach since 2008, guys. She's a Lifestar one-star diamond. She served on the Boston Market Council for 3 years. She's a cast member in Warrior Program P90X3. Has anyone done X3?
It's in the challenge pack for Hardcore 22. That workout.
See it.
So I'm actually in this workout. I always tell him,
I wonder what made him pick that one. He just must love that.
Well, that's the one we always do at the military bases, and it's no equipment, and it's kind of boot campy. That's why.
So you're all going to see Susan in it. So she's in the flipping program. How cool is that? In charge of organizing all of Tony's US military base visits. Visited 17 bases in the United States with Tony. Number 18 will be San Antonio in May. Certified personal trainer and Group X instructor. Certified in P90X, live, Insanity, live, Piyo, live, TRX and spinning. Precision nutrition certified coach. She has 3 teenage children, 17, 16, and 13, and lives 20 miles north of Boston. She was in the test group and obviously is a close personal friend of Tony's, is going to share with us about the program, the ins and outs. So if you have a couple questions, start writing them down. She'll be answering questions at the end and just kind of sharing the value in this program. So Susan, again, thank you so much, and it is all yours.
Great. Well, thank you very much. Shane has been a good mentor to me, so anything I always can do to help her out and other coaches, because when I was asked to be in this test group, it really had been, I was trying to remember before this program that I did a program start to finish. I mean, I've got every program, I've done them all, but it's really was the first time in a while that I was like all in. I was going to be 100%. We made a pledge to not drink. There were 60 of us in the test group. And this was probably the best challenge group. I learned so much. I have so much empathy for my challengers from being a challenger. And if you can, as Shane said, go through the program, because it was such just an eye-opening experience. And I'm pretty fit. I mean, Shane read my things. I'm a trainer. I'm a Group X instructor, and I was humbled. And I So, this program is based, I'll just kind of give you, so it is a boot camp circuit kind of program. And it is, what I love about it, so I'm a Tony fan, obviously. We, just have, he's a few years older than me, and what I love about him, besides of the person that he is, but also just that his moves are modifiable and you can progress them, and he just, he wants to live a very functionally fit life, and that's where I am in my life. I'm 49 this year, and I definitely feel like, everything I do every day is going to impact how I live the second part of my life. So when I got this program, and when you get it, it comes with a sandbag, which I'll talk a little bit about that because that's a whole different beast. But it's basically 6 days a week. It's 3 resistant workouts, 3 cardio workouts, but they're not cardio like T25. They're body weight movements. There's push-ups in it. There's sit-ups in them. There's, step back lunges. So it's kind of plyo-ish, but it's not in the sense that there's not, jumping in every move, but it's just a lot of body weight movement. But what's great about it is 5 to 7 moves in each workout, and you repeat them 3 times. And it is just great because by the 3rd round, you know what to expect and you can really go for it. And, it's the first question that I got, and I was totally skeptical because I teach back-to-back hour classes. So sometimes I'm in the gym 2 hours a day. So I was like 22 minutes and I was in X3. So I know what a 30-minute workout can be because when we did Warrior, that workout still I kick my own butt on that, which is kind of weird watching myself on screen. But when there's really no warm up. There's literally 10 jumping jacks, 10 running in places, and his Egoscue move, and that's it. So, the 22 minutes is really, that's when you're going for it. So if you factored in your warm up and a cool down, you're going to be like 30, 35 minutes. And that's all you need for a really, really good workout. So every move incorporates multiple body parts. So for instance, instead of, let me compare it to P90X, it's probably a complete polar opposite. P90X was like you had chest and back day where it was very isolationist and you would do pull-ups just doing your back. One of the moves in one of the resistance is a squat thrust. So you're holding 2 dumbbells and you're squat and you're doing a shoulder press. So you're working both your upper and lower body at the same time. So the way it hits your whole body is that you are doing multiple body parts, complex body parts, an upper exercise with a lower exercise. And ladies, the core intensity of this program is, I have never had my core as strong. Every woman that was in this test group lost weight through their middle and their hips and their thighs. And so Kit and I, Tony's sister, we were the old people. She's 50, I'm 48. And we were saying how, we're at that age where, you eat a cookie and they might as well just staple it on my stomach because that's what happens after 35. Our bodies change. And this program has so much core in every workout. You are going to absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. So there's a lot of boot camp. There's not a ton of pull-ups. There's only pull-ups in 3 workouts, and it's 12 reps, 15 reps, 12 reps, 8 reps, and that's it. There's not like corkscrew pull-ups and hanging from your feet pull-ups and all these crazy pull-ups. It's very simple moves that incorporate the whole body, and that's what is just made this program so effective. So personally, I don't know if anyone's ever seen my before. So I didn't have a ton of weight to lose. I actually didn't go into this wanting to lose any weight. I kind of had that Christmas bloat middle kind of feeling like I just ate too much sugar and flour at Christmas. I I lost 4 pounds, 4 to 6 pounds, depending on what day of the week it was. But I lost 7 inches, and I lost 7 inches in my midsection and my hips and my thighs, and I gained an inch in my arms. So it was just so effective. I couldn't believe how I felt like I never needed to do more than that workout every day. It was really, really, really great. The nutrition, obviously the nutrition is everything. So the results that you've seen probably on Facebook from this group, and anyone can feel free. There's people in our group that had way better results than me, that had more weight to lose, but anyone can use my results of what I lost in my picture. I mean, it says something that someone. Like, for me, I was like, I did this program. I'm not showing you some picture that I pulled down on the internet. This is me. This is my before. This is my before. Don't tell me that at 49 years old, you can't get great results, because you can. The nutrition plan is based on, it's the 21-day fix. I think all programs are going to be designed that way. The containers don't come with it, although in the test group, we got them. But I think, but it's based on, you do the calculation and figure out where you are. And I will say that most of the women had to bump up the nutrition. I think sometimes, I'm going to be completely honest with you about anything tonight. I'll answer your questions as honestly as I can. Sometimes I think the calories are a little light. And so I actually, in our test group, because I have a background in nutrition, I asked that question. I'm like, if I figure it all out, I should be at like 1,900 calories, and you have me at 1,600. And basically, the way Beachbody does it is they say, most people are going to cheat. Like, we were so strict. Like, we didn't cheat. People went on vacation. They had birthdays. And we decided we are all in. I mean, I didn't have sugar for 8 weeks. I didn't have any alcohol. We spent Sundays prepping. We shared recipes. We just really wanted to do Tony proud. We wanted to see, if you are all in, what can you do in 8 weeks? So everyone was totally committed. So the way, what we all found is that we started out, I was in tier 2 because of my job as a trainer, that I needed more calories. And then I just bumped it up, and most people had to bump it up. So that's one thing that you might find with your customers or coaches, that, we were really hungry the first week. And a lot of that is when you get that sugar out of your body, you might get a little muscle achy. I have a friend starting, and she's, on day 3, and she's just really sore. She's like, my muscle's sore. And so when you take sugar out of your body, then you might feel some detox effects of that. But it's not, I mean, I ate what my family ate. We ate lots of whole foods. I did do Shakeology. I did do the performance line. It wasn't required as our test group, but I used Energize and Recover and Recharge. I've never done creatine. It makes me gain weight and bloat. And I wasn't 100% on the Recharge. Like, if I remembered to take it at night, it did help with my muscle sore. But I was pretty religious on the Energize and the Recover, and it definitely made a difference for me. I felt like I had way more energy. I felt like I had less soreness afterwards. I stay hydrated. I didn't really use the hydrate unless it was a day that I was also teaching, and then I did. I just felt like at 22 minutes, water was enough for me. But I really love the performance line. Tony talks about it a lot in this program. So what do you need for equipment? Pull-up bar, although there's not a ton of pull-ups in it, so you could use the door attachment with the pull-down. There's people that do that modification in the video, so there's always that. You need a set of dumbbells, and then for this month, it comes with the sandbag. So the sandbag can be filled to 20 pounds. And basically it has 2 handles on the end and 2 handles underneath. So it's, there's a move in one of the workouts that's a row, a clean and a press. So it just serves as either in lieu of your dumbbells. Now, I couldn't fill it to 20 pounds and do the moves because it was too challenging. So I filled it to 15 pounds. And I still had to drop down to dumbbells first, like, because one of the moves, for instance, is like Mary Catherine's with dumbbells. So you're doing a Mary Catherine from P90X and you're pushing dumbbells over your head. I mean, I couldn't do that with 15 pound with the 15 pound. So I had to back off. So you don't need, like, I had 5s, 8s, and 10s. That's it. So it's very different than like Body Beast and where you're really doing heavy isolation moves. It's boot camp circuit training. And that's why, I mean, if you have fat loss to lose, you're going to be amazed at how well you respond to this. And it's efficient. It's functionally fit. Like there's moves in there like lunges, squats, overhead presses, just moves that we need to move well in our daily lives. And it is, we have Hell Week. So after you finish the 8 weeks, the last week, week 9 is Hell Week, where there's 2 workouts a day. So I'm on day 4 today. I had 2 workouts today, and this finishes on Sunday. I was very skeptical. It's, some people love Tony, some people don't. Everyone has their favorite trainer, and that's fine. It's, if you didn't like Tony and P90X, then don't kind of create I can't do that. I hate a P90X. It's totally different Tony. He doesn't do any of the moves. He's like a drill sergeant. He literally walks around. The cast is like 16 people. One of them is in a hangar. One of them is on a aircraft carrier. One of them is like in this mountain range. I mean, it's aesthetically very cool to watch. It definitely gives you this sense of pride because there's people in the military. They're all vets. Some of the workouts are all vets, and then the core workouts are other people. That's kind of the distinction. So it's just cool because you feel like, and I have a special place because I've done so much military work with Tony that, like, I can't wait. We're going to San Antonio to do these workouts with some of the folks down there, and like it's just going to be so well received because it's just, it's so funny. I was telling someone today that I was teaching my class, and I, instructors and like Piyo and Santa, everything's on like an 8 count, and this is like on a 5 count, and it's kind of like this 1, 2, 3. I'm like, so I'm talking to my kids these days. So it's just, it's really, really efficient. And as far as being the challenger, like that was just a whole nother experience. Like I truly believe, I'm so glad I did this from start to finish because I just totally understand how hard this is. It is really, really hard to get in shape and to say no when you have a goal in mind. And I guess this crosses over to business because, it's like doing your vital behaviors before you get on Facebook. I mean, you have to say no to things. And if you decide, like if you start this program in March and you want to finish before, Memorial Day and really get into great shape, then you kind of have to say no to people. Like people say to me, well, can I drink? Well, yeah, that depends what your goal is. You can drink. There's, they can have 1 glass of wine or a couple times a week. But if your goal is to see how your body can transform, then you have to decide whether or not it's that important to you. And I guess that's a life thing. You got to decide what's important. I mean, Shane preaches to you all the time. She preaches to me, and I'm not even one of her coaches, about what, the first question you ask. I mean, that's the first question I ask someone when they say they're not seeing results. What does your nutrition look like? When someone says to her, I'm not hitting Success Club, she's like, well, how many people do you invite? I mean, it really crosses over into all aspects. So I would highly, highly, highly recommend you go through this program. It is only 22 minutes a day. It will change how you look at fitness. I've been teaching all of my classes this month have been this, and my classes have been telling me that their push-ups are better, they're stronger, they love the format, they love circuit training, it's so efficient. And do this with your challenge groups, like go through it with them, because I have so much more empathy. Like I remember getting on into my challenge group with like the other challengers, and like I really want chocolate right now. I'm getting my period and I really want this. And I remember feeling so, I get how my challengers struggle, and I know why people fail, because it's not easy, and it's being able to have the support. And we had such a great support group, and having that support and having people say, well, why don't you do this? Or why don't you try this? And really having that encouragement to get through it. But it was the best challenge group I've ever been. It's my new favorite program. If you have fat loss to lose, or customers that fat loss to lose, there's a modifier in every workout. So there's someone that's, stepping back or doing a half push-up or doing something. And Tony, there's actually more so in this program because there's so many people in it. So there's probably 3 or 4 modifiers. And it's just, this program is going to be a huge market for it, because it's not, you're not doing a plyo lunge with your back foot elevated, or, it's just really basic moves. It's really, if you want to be functionally fit, then this can be for any person. In my personal classes, and I did resistance 1 with them today. I had a 22-year-old college student. I had an athlete. I had a mom like me, and I had a 65-year-old person, and every one of them got a great workout, because it's just able to, someone's doing a jump squat, someone's just doing a squat, someone's not using a dumbbell, someone is using a dumbbell. And there's all those people in this workout. So there's enough people to be able to find someone that you connect with and be able to still get everything you want out of that program.
So Susan, I have a question.
Sure.
So it's 60 days, and then there's
no, it's 8 weeks. It's not a day. So it's based on weeks. So that was the big thing. People were posting like day 40, and it's like week 1, week 8. So it's based on 8 weeks.
And then week 9 is doubles.
Week 9 is doubles. Yes.
There's no doubles anywhere else.
There's no doubles anywhere else. So it's Mondays cardio and core, Tuesdays resistance, Wednesdays cardio and core, Thursdays resistance, Fridays cardio and core, and Saturdays resistance. So it's 6 days a week. There's no yoga. So that was made me a little sad, because I did my yoga on Sunday. I didn't take a rest day, because if I don't do yoga once a week, then my head blows up. So, but yes, there's a core 4 days a week. Plus there's core in every workout.
So being that you're a fitness professional, and the mentality, and we kind of have it conditioned of how long you work out and fat burn, and how did you feel you got over that 22 minutes, and that
mentally
was enough for you mentally?
Well, I looked at it like so I teach 30-minute classes. So, I've kind of been conditioned, but, I kind of looked back at P90X was different, because that was like an hour. But even let's look at like Body Beast, because those workouts were like 40 minutes, 45 minutes. When you think about, when you take in the rest, and you take in the warm up and the cool down, and you just take out all that fluff, and just look at the time when you're actually moving your body.
Right.
Across the board, science shows it's about 25 to 30 minutes. It's not necessarily about how long you're working. It's how hard you're working. There's not a lot of rest in this program. You go from move to move to move to move. There's not, Tony telling pterodactyl jokes. Right. There's just not there. You really go from move to move to move. So it's about, so for me, how I got over it was I had my hands on my knees halfway through the first workout. Like, are you kidding me? I have to go through 2 more rounds of this. So, how I get over it is you decide, I'm going to go all in. And if you're not gassed, call me.
Mm-hmm. Someone asked, cardio and core brings it to 32 minutes based on the calendar I reviewed today.
Yeah. So there's 2 different, one core is about 11 minutes, 12, no, one more. Yeah. So one is like 13 minutes and the other one is like 18 minutes because it's just more reps. They're the same workout, but one is 11 reps and one is 22 reps. So if you take 22 and then you add that on the end, yeah, it's like 35 minutes on those days, the days that you do cardio.
Gotcha. And a beginner could do this program because of the modifiers?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there's a couple of moves in there. Like there's one move, and it's not till resistance 3, which is, so it's graduated. So the first 2 weeks you do the same kind of workouts. Like that's the other thing that's different. There's not like 9 workouts that you have to learn. There's only 3 different resistance. There's resistance 1, resistance 2, resistance 3. There's cardio 1, cardio 2, cardio 3. Then there's the special forces, and then there's the core. But those 6 workouts, so you learn them pretty quick because you do them. Like for the first 2 weeks, you're really only doing like the 1s and the 2s. Mm-hmm. And then when you get into week 3, you start doing the 3s. So there's a few moves in the third one, like in resistance 3. And I didn't get there. There's one move where you're supposed to have the sandbag on your shoulder and you go from a full flat laying down and you stand up. Like you can use your hands. So it's kind of like a Dreyer roll, but you can stand up and then you sit back down, lay down, and you stand up and you do that like 10 times with the sandbag on one and 10 times with the sand. I never got to the sandbag. I never got past an 8-pound dumbbell in 8 weeks. So, and I'm pretty fit. And one of my trainer friends at the gym that did a lot of the workouts with me, she never got to the sandbag. So that's like, I still have a lot to, work towards.
Right.
I will say that a lot of the women couldn't use the sandbag initially. It was just too heavy. So there were certain moves you could, but there's a lot of them that I just used dumbbells because it just didn't feel right, or I felt like I was, just too unstable, and I wanted to get the moves right first. That's the way I coached my people, is that, in a lot of it, I was like, don't even use a dumbbell here. Just do, like one of them's like a burpee press where you like do a burpee and then you press dumbbells over your head. I'm like, take out the dumbbells and just do a regular burpee. So there's lots of, and get the move right, and then add the weight, and then add more weight. So
did you find nutrition easy to follow?
Yes, it is. So that gives you the food list, and you know how the food lists are the top part of the food. And so it's funny that someone didn't know this in our group, that all our food lists, so the bottom part of the food list are foods that are like less nutrient dense than the top half. So you always want to eat from the top half of the list if you really want to be dialed in on your nutrition. So if you looked at like the starchy carbs, that's probably the easiest one. Like at the top, they have like, sweet potatoes, yams, and all of the good stuff. And at the bottom, they have English muffins and all that stuff. So I mostly ate from the top, like if you really want to be focused. And every once in a while I did, but like when we were in that last week before we had to do final pictures, we had all these like things like, all right, where do we eat from? Or like, okay, nobody's eating English muffins. Everybody's eating like sweet potatoes. And so the nutrition, I mean, some people had amazing, like crazy, like lost 20 pounds and just incredible. But the nutrition is, I mean, it's, you have four, it's a, the 21-day fix is ultimately based on a macro of 40-30-30. I'm better with macros than I am with containers. Like I just macros just kind of works for me. But that's the underlying thing. It's 40% protein, 40% protein, 30% carb, 30% fat. And then you tweak based on your own personal, so you just, you pick from the food list. I used the Fix 8 cookbook a lot. And, our thing was that we had a whole day on Sunday that we were supposed to prep for the week. And we really used that day to in our groups to talk about how you prep for the week. People took pictures of what they were prepping. We were supposed to prep all our meals. And that is the biggest thing that made the biggest difference in the results that people had. The people that didn't have the best results on Wednesday would be like, oh, I didn't do any prep this weekend, and I had to, so I ate like crap. So it all comes down to planning and prepping. If you spend some time on Sunday and, grill some chicken, cut up your vegetables, cut up your fruits, put things in containers, and have it ready. So when you come home from work or whatever, you are not making poor choices. And that's what was really a huge thing that I did. Like I spent on Sundays, I'd like make like, you know, the meatballs from Fix8. I made the chili. I made all these recipes. And then during the week, we all just ate, you know, from containers that were already planned and prepped. So it definitely, you know, there's Shakeology in there, but there isn't anything that, you know, it's just eating real food.
So can you eat from the 21-day menu?
Yes.
Based on that?
Yep. Yep. So it's so for instance, like, you know, you figure out, like, here's like, I was in the 1,500 to 1,799 group, although I ended up consuming about 2,100 calories a day, because that's just, for me, I kind of lost a little bit too much weight in the beginning. And that, you know, and that's another thing, that when people come to you or your coaches, or you feel like you're not, like, people were struggling getting through the workouts. And if you are struggling with your workouts and you don't feel like you have energy, you're probably not eating enough. I mean, we all think that we have to eat less, but that's not always the case. It's more like eating better. So I had to bump up 300 calories a day, which is significant. But when I did that, oh my God, it was like someone like infused me with caffeine. I had the next day I just had, you know, people were finding that they weren't losing anything in the first 3 weeks, and then they bumped up to the next level of calories, and their results got, like, you know, were insane. You have to trust the process. Initially, you may not, you know, people were, you know, saying that they weren't seeing the scale. Like, I am not a scale person, first of all. I highly recommend taking pictures. We had to take pictures every 2 weeks. We had to take pictures, and we had to take measurements every 4 weeks. So we took them at 1 and 4 and 8. And just do it. Take the pictures. Have everybody in your challenge group take the pictures. They're going to hate it, but like, I didn't even think I had a lot of results. And then when I saw like my before and after, I was like, wow, like I was surprised to even look at it. And some people were just like shocked. But for me, so I was having 10 hot flashes a day before I started this program. I was just going through something. I wasn't sleeping great. I'm definitely in that perimenopausal. I didn't have a hot flash. I slept great. I had so much more energy. And for me, it was just the food. Like, I just realized, like, the sugar just doesn't do well when you're, you know, get older. It doesn't do well at any age, but it's increasingly worse as you get older.
So what I'm hearing is follow the program.
Yeah, I mean,
if it says to do this program, don't say, oh, let me do that one. Just follow the calendar.
Like, if you like decide, just decide that you're just going to do it as is. Like, just everything. You're going to do the workouts as is. You're going to trust the process. You're going to do the food. You're going to prep. You're going to just be all in. It's like, what I gained out of that had little to do with what I physically gained. Like, I just was like, wow, we went through 8 weeks of like just every day dialing in, and that is such an accomplishment.
Absolutely.
And I just decide to do it. Just say, you know what, for 8 weeks, I didn't eat out for 8 weeks. Not once.
Someone asked to explain macros. I don't know if that's something you
yeah, so macros, like, we have basically 3 macros, like protein, carbs, and fats. So basically, the underlying, I mean, and our customers don't need to know this because it's too complicated for a lot of people. Like, they just know they need to eat 3 reds or 4 reds or 5 reds. But the underlying plan is 40% of the plan is based on protein, 30% is healthy fats, and then 30% are your carbohydrates. So that's kind of what a macro is. It's just a makeup of protein, carbs, and fats. So translate that to the 21-day fix. It's your healthy fats are your oils and your, avocado and all of your butter or olive oil or coconut oil. And then you have all your proteins, obviously, whether you're a vegetarian or not, but and then you have your fruits and vegetables, which are also carbs, but in the 21-day fix, they break them out into. I just think that just go for it, like go all in, because it's not that, I mean, it's a half an hour. I mean, but you just at the end to be able to, like, I mean, everybody had such great results. Everybody felt better, stronger. Like my squatting is better. I can, get it in and out of a chair better. It just feel I move so much better than I did 8 weeks ago. And for me, that's just huge. I'm not going to feel like I'm going to pick up my laundry basket and, pull my back out.
No, as soon as I saw this, when we first saw a glimpse of it, I don't even remember when, and I saw like Tony and I heard the music, I'm like, yes, this is, it's time. This was needed in one of our programs. So I love boot camp stuff. So I'm really excited about it. So guys, I hope you are too. I think this is going to be one of those programs that you can really say, you know what, this is the one I can do. I can do 22 minutes. Other ones maybe scared you or you felt like you didn't have enough equipment. I get that. This one you can do. There really is no reason not to say, I'm going to do this, think about it. It's our job. What a way to challenge yourself, not just physically, but emotionally. It really changes who you are, I mean, even just sticking to the 21 day for 21 days. Anyone that's done that knows that everything about how you eat changes. How you look at food changes. Yeah. I drink Shakeology with water every day. Like I was having like a banana in it and milk, skim milk. Like it's like water now. Like, so things like that, like even just from doing the 21 days. So you can do it. We can all do it. We just have to decide to. But this is that program. So I urge you all to get it ordered, screenshot it, get it in my event for the raffle, and then start inviting to a challenge group. Do it with your challengers. What another way to keep yourself accountable. Just do it with them. Pick a date and just do it. Go all in and take those pictures and just hang on to them. And don't worry about them till the end. Because once you see the after, you'll be okay posting.
And take your pictures in the same outfit. Like that was, we were required to. And because that takes out all the noise, like of different outfits and stuff. And what was also great, because there's not a lot of different workouts. And this happened today, where I did a workout today, because we did a workout from week 1, I did today. And I thought afterwards, like, wow, like that was pretty easy. And I remember being so gassed on week 1 and thinking, oh my God, like, what did I do? I have 8 weeks. I'm like the fitness person. I can't be crappy at this workout. And then today I felt so great. And I thought, like, so what's different, like in P90X or other ones where the moves change so much, so you don't really, like, I love how there's like, you're doing the same workout sometimes in week 8 as you are in week 1, but you're just so much better at it. You're faster, you're stronger. Maybe you went up from like a 5-pound dumbbell to a 10-pound dumbbell, or you're using the sandbag. Like for us in the group, when people were using the sandbag in the last 7 and 8 weeks, like they were just like totally psyched. Like that was just a huge accomplishment feeling. Like I did all of them with like a 10-pound dumbbell versus like I started with no dumbbell on certain moves. Good. So that's just getting
me excited, because as much as I'm excited, I enjoy working out, and I like to work out for a long time. And so for me, it's going to be mental, the 22 to the 38. That's where I'm going to have my biggest struggle, because I just, if you like to work out, I feel like that's not enough mental health time for
me. For
me, I know. That's what I have anxiety about. But I'm going to trust the process. I trust you, Susan, because you being a fitness professional, if you're having that much difficulty, there's no way I'm going to.
So you have to think about, I always say this, and I say this in my classes all the time, do each move like it's the only move you're doing.
Perfectly. You're right.
Because that if you say, I'm going to do these, and they go up. Like sometimes you're doing 25 burpees but then the next round it's 20. So the numbers go up and down, but I always say, do these 25, like this is the only one, and give it all. And then just do that one, do the task in front of you, and then the next one, and just keep adding them on. So don't say like, oh, saving it for round 3. Don't save it for round 3.
Exactly.
You got to attack it from the get-go.
Yeah, that's good advice. All right, guys. Well, I think that was all the questions that we had.
And if anyone has any questions, you can share my contact information on Facebook, or send me a private message, or use my pictures that are on my page.
You're also in Wild Impact, guys, so you can nab her photos. Thank you.
Say you know me.
Yeah.
You know, and so the warrior comes and I'm the Boston Strong chick in there.
That's awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm excited. I hope all of you guys jump on board, share it with your coaches, start your challenge groups, and use the app. We have a new app. The app, please. Don't be afraid of it. Just start a challenge group. Just do it. There's a tutorial in the Coach Online office. Walks you right through it. Tells you where to get the Coach portal. You guys can do that. So just start an app. Make sure you're all running a challenge group right now, and that you are setting a date for your 22-minute challenge group, even if you have other challengers in there.
And it's hardcore. It's not. The P is silent.
Hardcore, right? Thanks, Susan.
Thanks so much. Take care, everybody.
Guys, have a good night. I'll talk to you soon.